This video is about Mary Weaver and the media. Mary Weaver was in Yorktown Colony at 4902 Effingham Place before we moved in late March 2009. There was a neighbor right next to us. I don't remember her name. She was, I guess, some sort of professor. But she was clinically crazy. She had mental problems she took meds for. But it seems that, quite frankly, I think both of them were mental, because oftentimes we'd hear them yelling at each other. I mean, they're like literally close enough to talk and they're yelling at each other. I've seen them, me and James have seen them yell at each other over weird shit. I mean, Mary's, if you get on her bad side, Mary Weaver's anger is, like psychotic level anger here, I'm not the kind of person who will say something about a person, who will basically lie about a person and make them look worse than they really are. I'm not that kind of person, okay? Because one situation I heard about was a computer. Apparently, one of them lent a computer to the other and never got it back. I don't remember which, and that's the truth. Now, I could easily have said that it was Mary Weaver who didn't give it back and make her look bad, but I can't do that. It's not the facts. Like I said, I don't know. All I know is that it happened, at least according to them. Both seem to be nice people to me, except I guess it kind of gives me a preview of how Mary Weaver really is. One day after all of this is over and that one neighbor's moved out, Mary Weaver is playing her Elvis Presley music extremely loud. I mean, this is disturbing multiple neighbors, because I go out my door and I'm seeing the neighbor 2 buildings down coming out of their apartment, and I'm seeing other neighbors come out of their apartments, trying to find out where this noise is. And I go over there and I talk to her. I try to talk to her. I mean, I go to the door, I knock on it, and the door gets slammed in my face. And she turns it up even louder. And apparently she's got a hen party over there. That's what we call her when she's got her 2 friends over. So anyways, it's getting me upset because it's upsetting James, and he wants to leave, go get out of state or get out of the area, get away from it. And I take a tiny little rock and I lightly toss it at her door. I mean, I do lightly toss it, okay? And it taps the base of her screen door, which is metal, makes a noise. And all of a sudden, all 3 come out and start yelling at us for private, property damage and calling the police and all this other stuff. And I'm basically yelling at her for keeping her music on and stuff. I even called the office to complain to them and to have one of them come over and talk to her. Basically, she doesn't like this, so she's now got a grudge against us. So anyways, I mean, she's got 2 dogs, or had 2 dogs, Angel and Snoop, both very sweet dogs. Snoop died, and I mean, it kind of broke my heart too, because she was very sweet. But you can always trust a dog's judgment. Angel and Snoop love me. Jennifer Bullock's dog, Bailey, loves me. I mean, I even knew Bear, who guarded the local barber shop. I mean, he was trained to attack strangers, and he didn't attack me. I mean, he even enjoyed the visits whenever I came by, so. Anyways, the night that James was traumatized by the police, he asked them to talk to Mary because she has some sort of grudge against us, and see what they could do to get her to back off. And that's what led up to Sergeant Jones going out of the apartment to talk to Mary Weaver. That's why James saw him go out and talk to her. Yet the police report doesn't mention her whatsoever. Doesn't mention even her being talked to. There's no statement, nothing. It says she doesn't exist. Like I said, after I get out of jail from the disorderly conduct charge being dropped, the next day, it's 30 days out of September, August 31st, and her bedroom blinds are open, something she's never done before. Now, let me think here. I wish there was a pause button on this thing. On December 14th, I was arrested for the felony charges. Now, on that very night, apparently there was a news story about me. I caught it the second night, on December 15th, and it talked about how I supposedly hypnotize children and have sex with them, or take sex photos of them. Now, this violates FCC regulations because it's a biased news story. When I saw this news broadcast, they blanked out the person. They black it out. All I saw was the hands up to the forearms, and that was it. I knew those forearms. They belonged to Mary Weaver. I found out later on I was right. While James was throwing away some stuff, he spoke to Mary Weaver while I was still in jail, and she admitted to her part in this. She apologized for it, and she also admitted that she was the one who spoke to Channel 7 on December 14th. Now, the thing is, if the police never spoke to Mary Weaver, how did she even get any of this information regarding hypnosis or anything else? Okay. And that tips you off that something is up. What's more is that, so I'm trying to think here. It shows just how, to me, basically, it seems like the police went to Mary Weaver and suggested she talk to the media, to basically get them to put a negative news story against me. And how do you think this is going to make people feel, You've got a person who, you don't even see their face, and their voice is probably, manipulated. But, people are going to believe it anyways. All she said in that video was, "I'm glad they caught him." Come on. Media is going to be, people are going to believe the media. They're going to believe whatever they see on the news, regardless. Especially if you're a parent. If you're a parent, you're going to be, the first thing you're going to be is concerned for your child. You're going to be afraid for your child, so you're not going to be able to think straight. You're going to be too emotional, you're going to be unable to think of the facts. All you're going to believe is what's right in front of you. And that's what the media does. They make us believe whatever's in front of us. We never look to see if there's anything else. And life is never black and white. So anyways, Mary Weaver tells him this wonderful lie about me. And of course it's put on the news. How do you think that's going to affect the judge? Especially one like Michael Tucker, who is not only a father, but a grandfather. Obviously, he's going to be very protective as well, but the law requires him to be automatically removed from a case because of his familial status. A judge must always remain impartial. If he is not removed, he must remove himself if he feels that he cannot perform his duties impartially. And I mean, no matter what anyone else says, he definitely was not impartial. So basically, this is what police do. They manipulate pretty much everybody. They manipulate judges. They manipulate the media, and they use the media to manipulate judges and juries to be against a defendant. No defendant really gets a fair trial because of such things, you know. I mean, news media puts the story out long before you even get a trial. And of course, like I said, what's this going to do to you? You're going to see that person in that negative light because of what they show. They get a supposed witness. You know, you're going to believe that person, even if you can't see who it is. They give the name of the person who is on trial or going to be on trial, but they never give anything else. And they focus on, you know, shoving this person's reputation in the dirt. It's not right. It manipulates everything. It prevents, it's unconstitutional. It prevents due process. It prevents a fair trial. It's just simply not right. Anyways, like I said, Mary Weaver talked to the police. She talked to media, and the media, you know, gave a false story about me. You know, and she got into it because she had a grudge against me, because I made her responsible for her actions, for her crimes, and she just simply didn't like it. So, now that's about it for this video. Don't know what else to say. I've been trying to figure out what other things to talk about, so I'll end this now and try another video later.